Hi everybody, I've had a couple questions about the difference between an event and an assignment on the Schoology calendar. So I'm going to take a couple minutes and sort of walk you through some of those differences and perhaps when to use each of them. So let's start by going to the calendar. So I'm in a course right now, so I'm just going to go over here and click on my little calendar icon. This is what I've got. And so let me show you what they look like first. So for down here, this where it says work on essay and it's spanned over a couple days, that's an event. And then right here where it says turn in essay, that is an assignment. So the primary function of an event is really just a reminder, or it's a note. So it is something that we might want to use when we are looking to remind students that they have something that they should be working on over a couple days, a specific task like a project or studying for an assessment that they have coming up. It's really just a reminder, as opposed to an assignment that is going to happen on just one specific day. And this is where students are going to submit something if you want them to do that through Schoology. Otherwise, it is just saying your essay is due today. So remember that with an event. So if I click on this, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit edit, I have a date range, so I can make this span over a couple days, which I cannot do in an assignment. An assignment is going to have one fixed day that we'll look at in just a second. And pretty much the only other thing that I can do on this is give it a title, give a description. I can link things like a link, I can upload a file, I can add a resource, or I can give them something to listen to. And so that's pretty much all I can do on an event. So it's basically just a reminder. As opposed to an assignment, if I click on that and I hit edit, let's look at what I have here. So up at the, so I have to give it a name. I can give it a description if I want to. I can add a file or a link or a resource. This is something that if I'm doing an essay, I might want to link my rubric or the prompt or different things that I have accessible to the kiddos. I can link right to this. I can also do that on the reminder, the event that I had. Notice that I have a due date. It is one specific day. I cannot have a range on an assignment. Down here is where it gets a little different. It's going to default to having submissions enabled, and we'll look at what this looks like on the kids' end in just a second. So they can actually submit something to me. It says that it's visible, and then I have comments enabled so they can leave a comment to me. So big differences between an event and an assignment. The dates on an event, I have a range. On an assignment, it is fixed. If I want to have kids turn something into me, the only way they can do that on the calendar is through an assignment. Okay? So let's take a second and look at how this appears to a student. So I am now in a student's account that is in the class I just showed you. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the calendar for this class. You can see here's their essay. So if I click on that, again, this is an event that I put on the calendar. The only thing that the student can do is leave me a comment. That's all that they can do. As opposed to, if I go back over here and I look at the assignment, when I click on turn in essay, if I click view item, it looks the same over here, but over here I have this button that says submit assignment. If I click on that, I'm going to have some options. I can upload a document, which is right here, so I can upload a file, or I can leave an audio or a video recording. That's where it's going to default. So if it's something you want them to create on their hard drive and upload, you can do it this way. They can create a response, so this is where I want a paragraph response from you. They can do that here. Or if they're utilizing the resources section in their own Schoology account, they can access their resources here. So when you're doing an assignment, you're asking students to submit them to you, think about how you want them to do that. Are you going to ask them to upload something, create something, or use their resources? And be very specific with your students when you're going through that process so they are very clear as to what you want. So when you're adding something to the Schoology calendar, think about what works best for the purpose you want it to serve. Is that an event that's going to basically just be a reminder that I can put on one or multiple days? Or is it an assignment that is going to have one specific day and perhaps I want students to turn something in on that day? So think about what your purpose is before you utilize an event and assignment. I will also attach a chart that explains this as well. Hope that helps.